All right, let's talk about the endocrine system. It's another way of getting messages to your body. All right, we're dealing with only 9 pages in the book, but yeah, 9 pages, but they're going to be chock full of information. Again, truly more memorization. Use every resource you have to check yourself. Those two.
John Malooly, please report to the front desk. John Malooly, your ride is here.
The two videos. Sorry, not videos. The 2 resources that I put under, right here under bulletins, those links to the quizzes, continue to use those. I put 2 quizzes up. The one was one I showed you, and then there's a second one that's a Quizlet. So look in the bulletin and continue to use those, okay? Also, just so you'll know, I made a YouTube channel, I think. I gave it my best shot.
Wait, you think?
Well, yeah, I did. So just you have to look for Nancy Turner, or you will find it. You will find it.
Yeah. Like we need to make you famous.
Maybe it's
like teachers watch it.
apparently already there. Okay, so there it already is. And so we can continue to keep adding. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that Vimeo because it costs money. Duh, I didn't realize that the YouTube would be free. All right.
What? The YouTube.
Okay, there's a lot I don't know because I haven't ever done video posting. So we're still talking about sending messages. We were sending messages as we were talking about obviously the neurotransmitters. But the big difference, messages to different parts of the body. But the big difference with the endocrine system is that it is very slow. Much more slowed down version compared to the brain. And these are not sent from the brain to other neurons. These are sent where? Where do these get dumped into?
The glands?
Well, the glands produce them.
Hormones.
They produce the hormones, given all the other answers. They get dumped into the
limbic system.
You're close. The bloodstream. It's the bloodstream that has to carry the hormones. So what are we talking about? Hormones. That's the messengers, okay, dumped into the blood. And that's why it's so slow, by comparison. Now, the endocrine system affects all kinds of things. Growth, what gland would that be?
Pituitary.
Pituitary. Where's the pituitary located?
And your brain.
In your head, in your brain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. Metabolism.
Wait, are these still all under the endocrine?
All of these are endocrine, yeah.
Okay.
Which hormone, which organ produces something that affects your metabolism?
Thyroid.
Your thyroid.
You literally the second she said. Here you go.
Your thyroid is right here in your neck.
Is that why people with thyroid conditions are often tired?
Yep.
That.
Yep. affects the thyroid, it affects
Well, it can go either way. You can either have no appetite or you can have accessible.
a sluggish thyroid or an overactive thyroid. It can affect your mood, it can affect your weight, it can affect your, obviously your weight, your metabolism would be affected. Metabolism, weight, mood, all of these are, this can be a real problem for more women than men. It's in the neck.
Isn't it like also one of the most curable cancers?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's not I don't want to say it's not unusual, but it is a common cancer. And once it's removed, you take the thyroid out, you can live without your thyroid, you take synthetic thyroid, you know, whatever the thyroid produces, they can make that synthetically, and you're good, you're fine. But of course, you know, if you have cancer once, there's more likelihood of getting cancer again. All right, so let's take a look at other specific ones. We've got the pituitary, the thyroid, and I do want you to know where these things are located. There's some sitting right on top of your kidneys, literally on top of your kidneys, called the adrenal glands. What do they do?
Produce adrenaline.
Produce adrenaline. What does adrenaline do?
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight. It's actually essentially the same chemical as the neurotransmitter epinephrine and norepinephrine, which are in the released by the brain. Adrenaline, fight or flight. Chemically almost identical, or maybe identical, as epinephrine. And well, not norepinephrine, but let's see what else. Obviously the pituitary gland is huge. It's going to start your growth. It's going to affect all the other glands. The pituitary, sorry for making a mess, is called the master gland. And it's really tiny. The pituitary gland, if you take your nose and go straight up into your brain from the, you know, literally from your nose straight in, that's where your pituitary is. And in fact, I told you all last year that I have known 2 people who have had pituitary tumors, not cancerous, and the way they operated on them was to literally go in through the nose, which I think that's kind of nice, and I mean it's better than having your brain drilled open. Just my thought about that.
Which one sounds more fun to perform, though?
Yeah, it's true.
More fun to perform. There you are, looking from that other perspective.
Wait, what's the one where they? What's that science called where they drill holes in their head?
Trephination.
Yeah, they used to do that. Like,
Yeah, they used to try to release
the demons.
whatever. Yeah, the
Crushing
demons.
the demons in your head because mental disorders.
So in your
also feel crushing your brain. They do kind of the same thing nowadays.
in your neck, you've this is not what a butterfly is shaped like. Darn close though. There. That's your thyroid.
Is that like a side view of the neck? Or-
No, that's right on.
Okay.
Straight on. And then the parathyroid. I never think of them as being very important. I'm quite sure that if I didn't have it, I'd miss it. they affect the level of calcium in the blood. So parathyroid means they're kind of around the thyroid. They affect calcium levels. In your body. Without these glands, we'd be in serious problems. Now, the hypothalamus is not it's not a gland. All these things are glands, okay? Every one of them is a gland. The hypothalamus we need to talk about because it is a brain structure. And when we say, oh, we've got this master gland called the pituitary, which controls all the others. And that's a gland controlling the other glands. But we have a brain structure, the hypothalamus, very small, which actually then controls the pituitary. So it's like the order of what does what to what other part of the body. The hypothalamus brain structure tells the pituitary what to do. The pituitary directs everything else in the body. Okay? Directs the pituitary. Okay, we got some more to talk about. One incredibly important one for anybody who is diabetic. They have problems because, what is it?
Oh,
The pancreas. Yeah.
The pancreas, is it a gland?
Yes. It's an organ, but it is considered, I don't know if the whole thing is considered a gland. I guess it would have to be. I don't know where you break off calling something a gland and calling it an organ, because they're also talking about the testes and the ovaries, and I typically don't think of either one of those as glands.
But don't they control hormones?
Yes.
So I think like.
So technically, yeah, they are. They are. So the pancreas controls, and so the pancreas is on the left side of your body, kind of towards center, kind of next to your kidneys. Okay. Controls the amount of sugar that goes into your bloodstream. So you can see how if you're in a situation of fight or flight, your adrenal glands are going to pump out the adrenaline, and at the same time your pancreas is going to dump a lot of sugar in a fight or flight situation, because your body needs that sugar for whatever movement you've got to undertake. And then we have the sex organs that are the ovary and the testes. Both of which obviously produce eggs and sperm, but beyond that, they secrete sex hormones.
What does the one mean? People control sugar in blood, and then...
Oh, I was about to say it dumps sugar into the bloodstream in fight or flight situations. Okay, so they secrete sex hormones, so we'd be talking about the testosterone. And the ovaries are what allows you to have that wonderful monthly cycle.
Right?
Oh
How you feel,
yeah,
babe?
I'm done with
Yeah.
it.
It's great. Same.
And then you're more hormonally stable than everyone else in this room.
Yeah, I hope so.
Scientifically, yeah.
Estrogen, yes, that's the word I was seeking. All right, so honestly, that comes down to all. Okay. There is nothing else, and then those messages then go to the brain as well. Sorry. Let's see if there's anything that I haven't said. That pituitary gland, there it is. There it is. Straight back up at the base of the lower parts of the brain structures. It is literally straight back up through the nose. And yeah, did I say growth? Obviously, important growth hormone. Also, oxytocin, which I didn't mention. We probably should mention that. Sorry, organization here is not great. The pituitary, oxytocin, that is released when mother is holding her infant, and that creates that strong desire to be the caretaker and the one who is going to bond with that child. So it actually creates a bonding situation between mothers and infants.
So is it not in males? Or is it just used differently?
I hope it's in males.
But you can. I thought oxytocin could be released in other situations. Like my dad called it like the hugging chemical or something.
Well,
Because I thought like if you were like maybe
Okay.
I was wrong.
no, but isn't that the same thing?
I guess, but I mean, like, is it only with mothers and infants? Like, did they stop
No.
using it when you're older?
No, I was just giving the example of. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
It's a very good point. Between humans,
Yeah, they're.
among humans, because among means more than one. There. Yeah, that's a very good point. Okay, now we need to understand that the next thing we're doing, and that's it for the endocrine system. I could have included that on the last test, but I think you had enough to deal with. We are going to the brain, and you need to do your reading. I will see you. Oh wait, those of you in the last block, F block, please. And it was not my